Hi, my name is Kim and I'm going to show you how to separate your kefir from its grains into another container so that you can drink it, and then what to do with your kefir after you get it separated out. First thing that you want to do is you want to clean your surface. I've already cleaned my surface here, but this would be what I would normally use, something like this. Wipe off your surface. Okay, the next thing you want to do is wash your hands. You want your hands to be really good and clean, because what kefir grains are, they're an inoculant. They inoculate the milk, and you don't want to inoculate with something that's not kefir grains. So wash your hands, get the germs off your hands. I've already washed my hands, and then the next thing you want to do is get your hair back, because you're going to be dealing with a food product and you don't want your hair falling into the food product. For one thing, these kefir grains grow and you'll want to share them with other people, so you don't want hair in your kefir grains. So pull your hair back if you've got long hair. Okay, then after you get your work area cleaned up, get out what you're going to need to strain out your kefir grains. You'll need what I use. I mean, you may have a different way, but what I use is I use a sieve, a bowl with a spout, and a spoon. Also, I'm going to need, what I like to flavor my kefir with is vanilla and sugar, and that's what I flavor, unless I'm going to make pancakes, and then sometimes even when I just use the vanilla flavored kefir for pancakes. But if I'm going to make pancakes, I'll use plain kefir, but most of the time I just use vanilla and sugar. Okay, so you get all that organized, and here's my kefir that I've already strained out, and I just top off my jar of kefir, my milk bottle of kefir, with what I'm straining out after I get it prepared. Okay, so as you will notice, and look at this, you can see this kefir. See how it's got this huge whey pocket down here at the bottom? This kefir has gone a long time. I think it's gone probably about 24 hours. And it's going to be real tart and real strong, real fizzy. So what you want to do is shake it up like that and make sure there's no whey pockets in it, because it's going to make it easier to filter out the grains if you do it that way. So then I'm going to get a rag out here, because a lot of times it will spurt when I open it. So if you listen, you can hear it spurt. Did you hear that? That means it's got a lot of carbonation in it, and it kind of fizzes. Okay, then you take your kefir and you just pour it right through your sieve. Now it goes real slow through the sieve. Now you can take this jar and reuse it, and you can reuse it, or you can get a fresh new clean jar. But I'm just going to reuse mine. Then see how slow it's going through there? It's just taking forever. So what you do is you just kind of slam it down on the side of the bowl, and eventually, see, it'll all go through. It takes a minute, but just relax, and pretty soon you'll have, that's a mix of your grains and some kefir curds. See that? Okay. Now, wham that through real good and kind of slosh it back and forth, and it'll eventually, all the kefir will come out. When you get in so much, when it gets to a point where not very much is coming out anymore, it's pretty much, now see, that's just your grains right there. That's all you need to do right there. Smells good. Okay, hold on just a second. I'm going to get a jar and take out some of it, because I'm going to give my karate instructor about a third of this, because it's getting where it's making the kefir, it's getting real strong pretty quick. So I'm going to just give him about this much. He asked me for some, so I'm going to give him about that much. And that'll make about a cup of kefir. But it'll grow, and eventually it'll make more over time. And I'm just going to keep that. Actually, I think I'm going to give him a little bit more. That's good. I think that'll be about right. Now that is enough for me to make another batch. Oh, probably about 2 cups of kefir, that much. And it'll make it, and so what all I'll do then is I'll take this kefir grains. There they are. They just, if you notice, I don't know if you can see, but it's got, I don't think you can see it. Maybe you can see it if you zoom in. Matthew, zoom in real close. And see, can you see the little strings of kefir? I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, it has a strings. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, that string, that's good. That's what you want it to do. Okay, so you want to see those strings. That means your kefir is growing. Oh, look, see, that just strung clean across there. That's excellent. That's what you want to see. Your kefir's doing a good job if you see those strings. And you want to get every single one of those little grains, because those little grains, those little bitty tiny ones, are going to be your next big grains. So try to get out all you can. And then that's it. There's one right there. Well, don't obsess on it. Anyway. Okay, there. Now that, look at that kefir. I mean, that's some good stuff. Look what it does. Zoom in on this, Matthew, and show them what it does. See how it coats the side of the jar like that? That's what you want it to do. And if you leave it sitting there a while, it'll make little trails all through it. Kind of like, see how it did on the jar? See, it'll make those trails, and that means that you've got a good batch of kefir. Now, I'm going to go and get some milk. Just hold on just a second. And get the milk. Now, I use whole milk. From what I understand, you can use skim milk. You can use reconstituted powdered milk, horse milk, goat milk. Any kind of milk will kefir. So I'm going to just use plain old store-bought whole. That's all I'm going to put in his because it's not very much. Anyway. Okay. There, as you can see, I just reused my jar. And I sloshed it around like that and put it right back in the back of my counter. That's where I keep my kefir. Right there. It stays right there. Now his, I'm going to put a lid on it. I'll do that later. Now, so with this, see what it did? See how it made those trails in there? That's what you're looking for. Oh my goodness. This is going to be some good kefir. Okay. So what I do now is I know, everybody's got their own way of doing things, but I love it with sugar and vanilla in it. That's my favorite way. Matthew, who's filming this, likes it with chocolate syrup in it, so he just takes it and mixes some chocolate syrup in it. My other son likes it with peaches or strawberries or even bananas in it. So I just put a little sugar and a little vanilla, and I just mix it up in there, and that's our basic kefir that we drink every single day. I wish you could smell it, because it does smell delicious. So I just take my jar. So you can see it's coated all the jar. It's kind of hard to wash off, but about, maybe once a week I'll take my jar. If it starts getting low, I'll take my jar and wash it. But I just have now I don't know if you can hear this. Let's see if it'll, did you hear that? That's the carbonation coming up in there. It actually sprayed me on my face. Okay. Now I just pour it in on top. Oops, I missed. Oops. I'm doing it left-handed, so. Normally I don't make that much of a mess. But I'm just planning on sharing this with my friends. And I think y'all can probably handle a little mess. Okay, so that's it. Now I just shake it up, put it back in the refrigerator. And that's it. That's all you have to do.